Betrayed by jealous relatives, marooned on an island and left there to die. His name was Natsilane.
Yes, and there was another man who was betrayed by jealous relatives, marooned on an island and left there to die. His name was Prospero.
Natsilane was what is called a person of the tides. He became a kind of shaman. And he did not die as they intended. There is more to this island than meets the eye.
And Prospero raised a great and frightening tempest. He too became a kind of shaman. And he did not die as they intended either. There is more to this island too than meets the eye.
There is one kind of world into which we are all born and have come to know, made of rock and earth, stone and substance. We walk upon it and it is good.
But there is a hidden world, too. Maybe it is a world underneath the sea, a water world. Or maybe it is a world in the air of things glimpsed or felt, but never seen.
Or maybe it is a world of dreams.
And maybe that's what a shaman is. A wizard, a holy person. One who can see what the rest of us only feel. Hidden worlds.
Hidden worlds. And if you have the fortune to discover the magic of such a world, then how you use the power it gives you is finally up to you.
Natsilane was a man who was good at everything he did. A hunter, a carver, a fisherman, an artist, a singer, a storyteller, a paddler, a navigator. He was arrogant and full of himself. It was disgusting.
It wasn't disgusting, and he wasn't full of himself. He couldn't help it. He was just good. Everything. He had a nephew who loved him and respected him. Natsilane was his teacher and had taught him everything he knew. But his 4 brothers-in-law, Natsilane's wife's brothers, couldn't help it either. They were jealous. They came to hate him.
They took him out in their canoe, out to the rock where nobody but the sea lion Satan lived.
The nephew came with them. They traveled a long ways from the mainland village, a long ways from home.
Natsilane had made a bet with his brothers-in-law that he could get out on that rock and he could hunt. They didn't believe he could do it.
Or so they told him.
When they got there, the sea was rough. Waves were pounding against the rock. Up above the breakers, there sat sea lions. Many sea lions, a ton, all of them, waiting and watching.
And Natsilane waited too, until those waves were just right. Then he leaped out of the canoe and onto the rock.
The brothers stood back in their canoe. Maybe they were thinking Natsilane would lose his grip on that rock. Maybe they were thinking a big wave would come along and pull them down into the water.
Maybe they were hoping that's what would happen.
But it didn't. Natsilane made it to the top of that rock. He harpooned 4 of those fat sea lions. 3 he got, but the 4th dove into the sea with the spear tip still in him.
And Natsilane called to his brothers-in-law, saying, "See, I have done what I said I could do. Come closer now, and I will rejoin you."
When he heard these words, the young nephew took up his paddle, but the brothers grabbed it, snatched it right out of his hands.
Natsilane watched all this. From the very top of that rock, he saw everything. He saw as the wind blowing southeast, came up, began blowing the canoe back toward shore, back toward their home village. And he saw as his brothers-in-law picked up their paddles again and pointed their prow towards home, and left him there, alone. Natsilane looked at the Black Sea. Waves were cresting. The tide will come up in the night, said Natsilane to himself. It will rise and cover up this rock, and I will die, and it will be as if I never lived at all. Black as they could be, with a down, derry down, derry down, down.
Put the wild waters in the sword. I'll lay them, a brave vessel dashed all to pieces. Poor souls, they perished.
Be collected. There's no harm done.
Oh, woo the day.
No harm.
But are they safe?
Not a hair perished. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art. 'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me, so.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped.
The hour's now come. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou art not out 3 years old.
'Tis far off and rather like a dream.
12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Oh, the heavens, what foul play had we that we came from thence?
The government I cast upon my brother and thy uncle, called Antonio. I thus neglected worldly ends, all dedicated to the bettering of my mind, wrapped in secret studies. But in my false brother awakened an evil nature. to credit his own lie, he did believe he was indeed the Duke. Hence his ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
He needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough. He now confederates with the King of Naples, who being an enemy to me hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he shall swindle me and mine out of the dukedom and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my brother. Whereon, one midnight fated to the purpose, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
They durst not, so dear the love my people bore me.
In view, they hurried us aboard a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively have quit it. There they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds.
Alack, what shall was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubin! Thou wast that did preserve me.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine, some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of his own charity, did give us. Knowing I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever see that man?
Now, I arise, sit still, and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here, in this island, we arrived.
I pray you, sir, your reason for raising this sea storm.
Know thus far forth, by accident, most strange, bountiful fortune, hath mine enemies brought to this shore.
Natsilane was alone, all alone, and the tide rose, and the sea grew wilder, and hungry it seemed to him. Hungry! Soon it would swallow him, along with that reef. He sat on the top of that rock, just waiting for the sun to go down, and soon after, his life. Natsilane didn't weep, and he didn't complain, but he understood everything. His brothers-in-law had as good as killed him. They just hadn't been brave enough to be there when it happened. The sun went down, the tide came up. It wouldn't be long now. At his feet was the crashing of the sea against the rock. And then, as if from right inside the crashing waves, he heard a voice. Yaklahat. 4 times he heard it. Yaklahat. When he got his eyes to focus, he saw this huge man standing there, looking at him. Standing right on the lip of the sea, standing amid those breaking waves, saw him by the moonlight. Where do you want me to go? Right here, below this rock, below this sea. How am I going to do that? Asked Natsilane. This giant of a man reached down and lifted up the sea, lifted it up as if it was a piece of cloth, as if it was a blanket. Natsilane looked down, saw a world he had never seen before. A village, a huge village. People there walking around, big tribal houses, totems. He knew what he was seeing. The village of the Tons, the sea lion people. Natsilane walked right down off the rock. He followed that sea lion down under the sea, but he never felt that water, and he never felt that salt. Here is a world I have never seen before, he thought to himself. It was always here, but I never saw it. He could breathe, he could see. He was not going to die. In fact, it was just like going home.
Come away, servant, come. I'm ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master, grave sir, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds,
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article I bore the king's ship, now on the beak, now on the waist, the deck, and every time I fled in amazement.
Why, that's my spirit. But are the aerials safe?
Not a hair perished. As thou badst me, I have dispersed them about the isle.
Thy charge exactly is performed, but there's more work.
Is there more toil? Let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be out, no more.
Thou did promise to bait me a full ear.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot a cloven pine within which in prison thou didst painfully remain? Thou best knowest what torment I did find thee in. It was mine art that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in it.
Pardon, master. I'll be correspondent and do my spriting gently.
Do so, and after 2 days I will discharge thee.
What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea, invisible to every eyeball. Go take this shape, and thither come in it. Go, hence with diligence.
This island was mine, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me and made much of me. Wouldst give me water or the berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger lights, and how the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. Cursed be I that I did so, for I am all the subject you have, which first was mine own queen.
It seemed to Natsilane that he had gone to sleep and was dreaming a dream. Those sea lion people, those Ton, looked just like human beings to him, and everything he saw looked just the way it did in the village where he came from. And yet, it was all different. It was hard to say exactly how. Like in a dream.
When the Ton welcomed a stranger into their village. Well, not exactly a stranger, Natsilane. They knew him. He had always been a respectful hunter and had done all of the things necessary to earn their trust, and now they needed him for something only he could do. In the biggest of the houses, the important man, the leader of the Ton, lay sick and dying, and even their most wisest healers could not understand what was wrong with him.
Natsilane looked at that man, and he saw a harpoon tip in his side. And he thought to himself, this is the first sea lion, the one I wounded, the one that got away. And here is a spear tip sticking out of his side. How is it that none of these Ton can see it? He thought for a long time. Maybe it is because that tip was made by a human being, and it isn't part of this undersea world, isn't anything they know. That's why these sea lion people can't see it. Maybe I can help them. And Natsilane pulled that harpoon tip out. Gently, gently, he cleaned the wound and bound it. He prayed that the Ton leader would live. He did these things from his heart, never thinking that the sea lion people would reward him. He was the one who had caused it in the first place, but he wasn't thinking about any of that. He sang a healing song and bandaged the Ton leader.
Injured, dying man suddenly felt new life rush into his body. He felt the healing hands of Natsilane, and he knew that he would live. That sea lion was cured. Natsilane cured him.
Natsilane. They would have done anything for him. How can we repay you? Asked the sea lions. What is this thing you want the most?
And the first thing that came into Natsiklane's head was what had happened to him with his brothers-in-law, how they had marooned him on that rock, left him to die, the way he felt about it. While he was curing the time leader, he had forgotten, while he was dancing joyfully and feasting with the sea lions. But now it came rushing back to him bitterly, and he realized it had never been far from his mind after all. I don't think you can help me with the thing I want most, said Natsilane.
The sea lion people looked at him. They saw the sadness in his eyes and the bitterness in his heart. Oh yes, said the time eater. Oh yes, we can.
Should this music be in the air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king my father's wreck, this music crept by me upon the waters.
What is it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, sir, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench, it eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
My calm, a thing divine for nothing natural, ever so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
Sure the goddess on whom these airs attend. Oh, you wonder, be you maid or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
Oh, if your affection's not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
They are both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light the winning make the prize light. I charge thee that thou hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me. No, as I am a man.
Why speak, my father, so ungently?
Speak not you for him, he is a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink. Follow, no.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him.
Put thy sword up, traitor. I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, father.
Hence, hang not on my garments.
Sir, have pity.
Come on, obey.
My spirits as in a dream are all bound up. Thou hast done well. Thou shalt be as free as mountain winds.
But then, exactly do all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Be of comfort. My father's a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech.
Come, follow. Speak not for him.
Be merry. For thee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
My son is lost. O thou mine heir of Naples and Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Saw he may live, I saw him tread water, and arm himself with good arms lest he stroke to shore.
No, he's gone.
Will you chide me to sleep? For I am very heavy.
Go, sleep. What? So soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would shut my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses that?
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our island sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They dropped us by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian, oh what might, my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
Prithee, say on.
Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do. I remember you did plant your brother Prospero.
True, and look how well my garments sit upon me.
But for your conscience,
Aye, sir, where lies that? Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon, whom I with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever.
thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou got to Milan, all come by name. Draw thy sword.
Draw it together, and when I rear my hand, do you like to fall it on Gonzalo?
Not the king. Why, how now? Oh, away. Why are you drawn? Wherefore the skies are looking?
While we stood here, securing our repose, even now, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather a lion. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon my honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. As mine eyes opened, I saw the weapons draw. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best to stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place.
Lead off this ground, and let's make farther search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep us from these beasts, for he is sure on the island. Natsilane asked for a boat, or some way to get home. That seemed like the right thing to ask for. But in his heart, there is something more, some deep anger, some rage, and it was drowning out even thoughts of love for his wife and his nephew and his village. It was there, and the Ton could feel it.
We do not know what you mean by boat, said the Ton leader, but we can get you back to shore.
Natsilane said nothing, but looked away. The sea lion people were quiet. Then,
come with me, said the Ton leader. We have something to show you.
They took him down to another house, a great underwater ceremonial house, and there he saw a huge, beautiful sea creature carved on the house screen. It had a tall and mighty dorsal fin and rows of sharp teeth, a creature of black and white. He marveled at it.
what is that creature there? Asked Natsilane.
Natsilane, is that not a creature you might have imagined from a dream?
I have never seen such an animal, said Natsilane. Does it exist?
Only in our dreams, in our imagination. It would be more powerful than any other animal alive. It would be fast and intelligent, a perfect hunter. There is nothing like it on land or in the sea. Perhaps it would be too dangerous for all of us if it were allowed to live. It is sleeping now like a dreamer sleeps, waiting for someone to bring it to life.
Natsilane closed his eyes. For a moment, he believed he could see that creature, alive and in the water, swimming, diving, spouting, opening its powerful jaws. The one who gives it life, said Natsilane. Be the master of this creature, would it not?
That person would be its creator, said the town leader. All good creatures obey their creator and do his will.
Natsilane was silent. Finally he said, now that I have seen the creature on your screen, I'm ready to return to my village. I'm ready to go home.
The sea lions gave Natsilane a thing that would get him back to the mainland, his home village.
Natsilane did not know what it was. To him it looked like a kind of bubble you might see in the kelp. Do I row it, he asked. Do I sail it?
They told him, it will get you back to shore, but we do not understand rowing or sailing. Here is what you must do. Concentrate all your thoughts on the place where you want to go. Don't think about this underwater village. Don't think about these rocks. Don't think about anything of the past. If you think about where you have been instead of where you want to go, you will return to it. Keep your heart and mind set on your destination, your goal, where you are going. Gunish Chish.
Natsilane climbed inside the thing. She had no trouble thinking of his goal, but it was dark and frightening, and he said nothing of it to his hosts. The sea lion people? He only closed his eyes and thought of home.
I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work. These sweet sighs do refresh my labors.
Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. My father is hard at study. Pray now rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your leg the while. Pray give me that. I'll carry it to the pile. Oh!
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well it does to you. You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you chiefly that I might say my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I have broke your head to say so.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient logman.
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness. I beyond all limit of what else in the world do love, prize, honor you.
Oh, I am a fool to weep what I'm glad of.
Wherefore weep you?
At my unworthiness that dare not offer what I desire to give, hence bashful conning, and prompt me plain and wholly innocent. I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I'll die your maid.
My mistress dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband then?
I with the heart as willing as bondage, ere freedom, here's my hand.
And mine with my heart in it, and now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breathes between them. But so glad of this as they, I cannot be. I'll to my book, for yet ere supper time must I perform much business.
The sea lion people took Natsilane back up above the sea, back onto the rocks the tide had laid bare, and they threw him into the water.
Ah, that thing flew over the waves with Natsilane in it.
Can you be like a sea lion, gliding in the sea? The sea, you
wind was blowing him right back to his village. He had been traveling for a while when he said to himself, I should have been there by now. Surely this wind has shifted, and I've been blown back to the sea lion rocks. And no sooner had he said that when, clish, clish, he heard the crashing of the waves on the rocks. He was back.
He heard in his head the voices of the sea lion people. We told you not to think of this place. Leave the past behind you.
Can you be like an eagle? Soaring through the sky. The sky. You can soar through the
Natsilane closed his eyes. He thought of his own house back on shore. Warm and dry, with delicious food to eat. He thought of his wife, her long dark hair, her gentle touch. He thought of his nephew and how the boy had tried to save his life. But that made him think of his brothers-in-law. That made him think of revenge. The next thing he knew, he had stopped. He could hear the waves whispering around him. Slowly, he climbed out. Gravel! It was the beach in front of his own village. Even late at night, he recognized it. He had come home.
Just outside the village, by the seashore, he heard the sound of a woman crying. Something about it was familiar. He approached quietly. It was his wife. Natsiklane's nephew had told her about what her brothers had done to her beloved husband, and she grieved and grieved and could not stop. But then she saw him, alive again.
His heart grew harder, and he became angrier and angrier. All he could think of was that huge sea creature he had seen carved on the screen in the sea lion house. All he could think of was revenge.
He thought about these things so much that he no longer cared he had come home.
Bring me my adze, he said to his wife, and all my carving tools.
She looked at him for a long time. She looked at him and looked at him, but she said nothing. She only did as he asked.
He took those things and he closed his eyes. Natsilane was a master carver, remember? The man who was good at everything he did? And now because of his visit to the Ton, he was a shaman as well. He had entered their dimension, and that's what a shaman is, a kind of traveler. Now he was a powerful shaman. The wind blew and the waves crashed, and the moon went behind the clouds. When he opened his eyes, it was as if his wife was gone, and his village was gone, and there was nothing, only Natsilane and his carving tools. And the driftwood the sea had placed at his feet, and the hatred that was in his heart. Natsilane set out to carve the creature of his dreams.
patience, I needs must rest me. Old Lord, I cannot blame thee. Sit down and rest. Even here I will pass my hope. He is drowned whom thus we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
I am right glad that he's so out of hope.
The next adventure will be take really.
Let it be tonight.
I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this, my good friends? Hark, long this sweet music.
You are 3 men of sin, whom the sea has caused to belch upon this island. You fools, I am a minister of fate. Your swords may as well wound the loud winds or kill the still closing water. You 3 from the lawn didst the plant good Prospero, exposed into the sea, him and his innocent child, from which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition.
Why stand you in this strange day? Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prosper. Oh!
But one beat at a time. Fight the Legionnaire.
I'll be that second.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed my aerial. Of my instruction hast thou nothing bated in what thou hadst to say. My high charms worked, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. Wah-ha-ha-ha!
No spirit, no life. It turned upside down and floated in the water like a dead fish. The second one he carved out of alder. Natsilane liked this one, long and sleek and hard as a rock. Unfortunately, it swam like a rock too, sank to the bottom and never came up. Red cedar! Now you would think that red cedar would work, if anything would, and that's what Natsilane thought too. But no. Each one of them looked beautiful, but none of them had any life. They were just carved objects.
Creature of my dreams, one chips like water from your back all the way. One chips like water, creature of my dreams.
So he closed his eyes tightly, and he tried to picture that creature in his mind. Perhaps he slept again. Perhaps he dreamed. But then he saw it. A magnificent creature. A creature of speed and intelligence, strength and ferocity. A perfect creature. A perfect creature. He took up his adze. He took up a piece of clear yellow cedar, and he carved. Maybe it was at midnight. Midnight, when the night turns over like a restless sleeper in bed. Midnight, when spirits walk and power enters into all things. Midnight when he finished it.
A creature of my dreams, one chips like water from your back all the way. One chips like water, creature of my dreams. Breaching the surface, you serve and waken. Breaching the surface, creature of my dreams.
You know it then, it lived. The spirit went around it and through it and into it, and it swam. He called it Keet. He called it Keet Shagoo. He called it killer whale, for killer it was. All that night he worked, carving more killer whales. He made a pot of them. He talked to them. He welcomed them to the world. He told them many things, everything he knew. He told them about the canoe of his brothers-in-law. He told them what he wanted them to do next morning. They would be paddling out fishing for halibut. He told the killer whales that. And then he waited all around him, swimming in that black nighttime water. The killer whales waited too.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends, for I have given you here a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, who once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast stood the test. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off, for thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise.
I do believe it.
Then, as my gift and thine own acquisition, worthily purchased, take my daughter. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What? Ariel, my industrious servant, Ariel.
What would my good master? Here I am.
Now does my project gather to a head.
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did say so when I first raised the tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and his followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge. Just as you left them, all prisoners, sir, brimful in sorrow of dismay. Your charm so strongly lurks them that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, I human.
At this hour lies at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labors end, and thou shalt have the air of freedom. For a little, follow and do me service.
I can't say why those brothers returned to that rocky reef the next day. It's true the halibut fishing has always been good there, but to go back to that sea lion rock? Maybe they just wanted to make sure that the tide had done its work. Natsilane nephew was with them again, grieving in his heart for his uncle, ashamed he had not been able to do anything for him.
But before they got there, Natsilane had returned to that reef. He had ridden there on the back of a mighty killer whale, his own creation. He watched everything from that rock. Hidden, he watched the canoe come closer, closer. Then he called them his slaves, his spirits, his keeps, his killer whales. All that long night, he had rehearsed in his mind what he wanted, what he would ask his killer whales to do. Oh, hatred! Oh, rage! Ah! They did what he commanded. They attacked the canoe. Those brothers-in-law in it, smashed it into pieces. The young nephew they cast up onto a piece of the broken canoe and sent him floating back to his village, back to tell of the new creature that had come into the world. Natsilane stood on the highest point of that rock, stood there looking down on the sea, where he could see everything, everything. At first, the hot blood pounded in his heart and in his head. It made him dizzy and cried out for revenge, revenge! But as he watched those killer whales rise up out of the sea, their dorsal fins glistening in the sun, and then he saw the look of terror in those men's eyes and heard their screams, Ishan! Uhan! And saw that green sea turn red, all dark and red. He said to himself, what is it I have done? What is it I have done? And he wept. Natsilane sat down and he wept.
Finally, maybe at the end of that terrible day, maybe at sundown, Natsilane went down, back into the sea. He knew how to go there by then, and that is where he went. He called them to him, those creatures of his creation, those geets, those killer whales, and they gathered all around him to hear his words.
You're beautiful, wonderful creatures, you killer whales. Perhaps I gave you life, or perhaps you always had it, and were just waiting. But I cannot own you, I cannot control you. You are bigger and more noble creatures than I am, and much more powerful. You are free to live and swim where you wish, and do what you will. But only this I ask you, never again do what you have just done. Never again kill human beings. Instead be our companions, our friends, our relatives. Instead be our inspiration for the sort of creatures we ourselves might become. Yes, only this I ask. Never kill human beings again.
The killer whales looked at him with those intelligent, keen eyes. They looked at Natsilane, and he knew they understood him, knew they would do as he asked. And then, with a single motion of their great flukes, they turned and they were gone. They were free.
Of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, by whose aid I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured gulf, set roaring war. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book.
Hey ho, nobody home, meat nor drink nor money have I none, yet will I be merry. Hey ho, nobody.
Behold, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero, that very Duke which was thrust forth of Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked, was landed to be born on it.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement and hapsia, some heavenly power guide us out of this beautiful country.
Holy Gonzalo, honorable man, my true preserver and a loyal sir, to him thou followest. I will pay thy graces, both in home, both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter.
Wow!
The Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you brother mine that entertained ambition, would here have killed your king. You most wicked sir, whom to call brother, would even infect my mouth.
But as Natsilane watched those killer whales rip his brothers-in-law to pieces, he said to himself, "What is it I have done?" And he wept. Natsilane sat down and he wept.
The killer whales turned, and they were gone. They were free.
And Natsilane himself?
Natsilane, the man who was good at everything he did, he returned at last to the life he had before.
And
yet, one day, not long afterwards, he put away his carving tools, his weapons, his drum, and left his village again, his village and his wife, his nephew, and walked deep, deep into the forest, all alone, far away from the breathing sea, as far away as he could get, and he went there to die.
Die?
Yes, then, at that time, it was what he wished for most in his heart. It was the only thing left.
Did he have a daughter dear to his soul?
Maybe that's the difference. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art.
A most high miracle!
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad father compass thee about.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave you world that has such people in it.
Ha ha ha, 'tis new to thee. Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason, 'gainst my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as the story of my life, and the particular accidents gone by since I came to this isle. And in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I have hoped to see the nuptial of these, our dear beloved, solemnized, and thence retire me to Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
rocky reef, where the sea lion people, the Ton, dwell, and somewhere down under the sea is their village. Even if you can't see it, it's still there, under the shadow of the gray-green sea that covers them like a blanket, covers them like snow does our village in the wintertime, like the mist that covers time and makes of it not even a memory.
And someplace out there is a secret island that you won't find on any of your charts, even the most modern ones. Because maybe it's an island of dreams, an island of the imagination. But that doesn't make it any less real or important than the physical rocks you can run your boat into in a dense fog if you're not careful. Or a tempest.
Through there, by there, under there, swim the killer whales.
Over us, above us, around us, fly the creatures of the air, the ones we have no name for. Angels, maybe. Ancestors. Ghosts. Ancient forgotten birds. They are all perfect creatures. They may show us what we might become, or warn us. They carry with them a covenant. Honor it that you may live. Iguayakwan, Natsilane, Iguayakwan, Prospero. Gunas Chish, ho ho, Gunas Chish.
He marveled at whom he knew, but his poor brothers-in-law, Natsilane and Wife's brothers,
couldn't help it either. They were jealous. They came to hate him.
They took me out of my canoe, out to the rock where nobody could see lions. The Ton lived.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven! Oh, earth! Bear witness! I beyond all limit of what else in the world do love, prize, honor you.
Oh, I'm a fool to eat what I'm glad of.
Within our dreams and our imagination, it would be more powerful than any other animal alive. It would be fast and intelligent, a perfect hunter. There is nothing like it on land or in the sea. Perhaps it would be too dangerous for all of us if it were allowed to live.
What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea, visible to every eyeball. Go take this shape, and thither come in. Go, hence with diligence.
Have pity.
Come on, obey.
My spirits and dreams are all my love.
Thou hast done well. Thou shalt be as free as mountain winds. But then do exactly all points of my command.
To the soul. Be of comfort. My father is of better nature, sir, than he appears by speech.
Come, follow. Speak not for him.
My spirits are nimble. They dropped us by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? My strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
Prithee, say on.
Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do. I remember you did plant your brother Prospero.
True, and look how well my garments sit upon me.
But for your conscience,
Aye, sir, where lies that?
You did awesome.
Thank you.
where would you get the
You did awesome, kiddo.
Hey, cool!